Beginning Proofs, Level 2. In the previous video, we introduced the basic elements of a geometric proof. In this video, we will present and prove our first two theorems in geometry. Keep in mind that your class or textbook might use a different numbering system than the one used in these videos when referring to theorems in geometry. Whenever possible, certain theorems will have a name associated with them. Okay, let's take a look and prove our first theorem. Theorem 1, Right Angles Theorem. If two angles are right angles, then they are congruent. We start the two-column proof by writing down the conjecture to be proven. In this case, if two angles are right angles, then they are congruent. Next, we draw a diagram to illustrate the hypothesis. The hypothesis is a statement that begins with the word if. In this case, if two angles are right angles. This statement also represents the given information of our proof. So let's draw two angles and call them angle A and angle B. Let's also mark them as right angles, since this is also given information. Next, we state the conclusion of the conjecture. The conclusion will usually be the statement followed by the word then. In this case, it is, then they are congruent. We are essentially trying to prove this statement. Using our diagram, we translate this statement by writing angle A is congruent to angle B. Now that we have the diagram, the given information, and what we are trying to prove, we can now proceed with the planning part to prove this theorem. Similar to an algebraic proof, we usually start with the given information. In this case, we are given that angle A is a right angle. The reason for this first statement is simply that it is given. Next, we write that the measure of angle A is equal to 90 degrees. The reason for this statement is because of the definition of right angles. In this case, if an angle is a right angle, then its measure is 90 degrees. Next, we write angle B is a right angle. And the reason for this statement is that it is also given. We then write the measure of angle B is equal to 90 degrees. The reason for this statement is once again because of the definition of right angles. So we can either write the reason from line 2 or just write same as line 2. The final statement would be angle A is congruent to angle B. The reason for this statement is because of the definition of congruent angles. If two angles have the same measure, then they are congruent. Notice that we established the fact that angle A and angle B both measure 90 degrees in line 2 and line 4. With this last reason, we officially end the proof. The proof process can be broken down into 5 steps. In the first step, we write the conjecture to be proven. This step is usually written for you in the form of a theorem that you need to prove, but in the event that it is not provided to you, you will need to write it down. Step 2. If a diagram is not provided for you, then you need to represent the hypothesis of the conjecture by drawing a diagram. Remember, the hypothesis is usually the statement after the word if. Step 3. State the given information and mark it on the diagram. For example, if an angle or side is congruent to another angle or side, then mark them on your diagram for easy reference. Step 4. State the conclusion of the conjecture in terms of the diagram. Remember, this statement is usually the statement after the word then. Steps 1 through 4 are usually provided to you in most homework problems and tests. In this course, we will mainly focus on the final step. Step 5. Plan your argument and prove the conjecture. This is by far the hardest step for many students in an introductory geometry course. As with all math problems, practicing how to prove conjectures is essential in becoming better at them. Alright, let's take a look at the next theorem and prove it. Theorem 2, Straight Angles Theorem. If two angles are straight angles, then they are congruent. Let's start by drawing two straight angles. Let's label them as angle ABC and angle DEF. This will also be our given information. Our conclusion, or what we're trying to prove, is that angle ABC is congruent to angle DEF. Alright, we will start the proof by writing down the given information. In this case, angle ABC is a straight angle, and the reason is that it is given. Also, the measure of angle ABC is 180 degrees. The reason is because of the definition of a straight angle. In this case, if an angle is a straight angle, then its measure is 180 degrees. Next, we write angle DEF is a straight angle, and the reason is that it is given. Also, the measure of angle DEF is 180 degrees, and the reason is the same as line 2 because of the definition of straight angles. Finally, we can conclude that angle ABC is congruent to angle DEF because of the definition of congruent angles. In this case, if two angles have the same measure, then they are congruent. We established the fact that angle ABC and angle DEF both measure 180 degrees in line 2 and line 4, and this ends the proof. Alright, and these are the first two theorems that we will be using to prove other theorems later on in this course. In our next video, we will go over a couple of examples illustrating how to tackle more challenging two-column proofs.